dear Aries. This is your love and spirituality reading for the month of February 2019 with me, Queen of Cups Tarot. We are soon entering into Aquarius season, so happy birthday, all Aquarius out there. I read for the signs in the order of most liked videos, and you can see the order I read in this time around at the community section of my channel. And thank you all Aries for liking, watching, commenting, donating and subscribing to my channel. I'm super grateful for all of your appreciation. This is a general reading for Sun, Moon and Rising sign. The reading can go both ways. The drama is the same, but it can be different castings to the different roles by the universe. For this reading, I will use the Crystal Tarot by Elisabetta Trevisan. This is how it looks on the box, and I will start shuffling your cards. So, my dear Aries, the snowstorm has passed. Yesterday was a little bit dark, so I hope I will be able to do as many readings as possible while there's daylight. So, when I open your deck here, I see the Tower and the King of Swords. So it might be that you are dealing with some energy of authority. It might be like a judge, police, someone making rules, or a person that's being a little bit, a person that's very skilled in using their mind, okay? And with the Tower here and the King of Swords together, it might either be that this King of Swords brings you the Tower. It's like being pulled over by a policeman and giving a ticket for speeding, for example. Or it might be that the Tower is hitting this King of Swords in your life. So in that case, it would be maybe a person of authority. Sometimes it can be a person that is a little bit of a control freak, like someone wants to control your life or control their life, or being a little bit closed off, maybe emotionally, that they might be hit by the Tower. It means maybe a good thing. A person being able to open their heart, reach by some kind of epiphany. We also had a King of Swords in this card actually being in a very unusual environment with water and the moon and two Pisces here. So this is the card of Aquarius, and it's the next sign that will come in line is Pisces. So it seems like the artist in this case have played with these kind of energies, the closeness between air and water in this case. So showing a development where a person that's very logic are able to open their heart. So this is, of course, what I'm hoping for this card. Not that you will have a speeding ticket, but that there's a closed off person be able to open their heart. Okay, so I call the divine with love and light. And here we have the Devil together with the Tower. So I have, it's very hard for tarot readers to play with the air energy, because it's a very beautiful energy. It's very high and it's very aloof. It's like angels, but it's also have this aspect of being a little bit anal and OCD and know-it-all, okay? When I see the Devil here together with the Tower, it emphasized the feeling I got with the King of Swords, that you might have a person in your life that's a little bit like a narcissist, or maybe a person that's being drawn to military, police. They want order and control, okay? And what's happening when we have a lot of order and control, so this might be you, Aries, having this, because usually when you have something in your life, it's also mirroring something within you. When you want a lot of control, you are creating a lot of shadow for yourself, because there's a lot of things in your life that's not allowed to be there. So that's where the Devil comes in. Everything you don't allow yourself. I can't laugh here. Maybe someone will think I'm not cool enough, or that I don't have my shit together, so I'm keeping a straight face, okay? So it's creating a shadow of laughing. Or maybe you feel a lot of attraction towards a person, but you're very highly moral, so you don't care about that attraction, and it probably won't go anywhere anyway, because yeah, your heart is closed, maybe because of earlier experience of hurt and pain. So that love is also going to the dustbin, but it doesn't end like with being waste, it actually creates a bigger and fatter shadow. So what I'm seeing is a very like a little bit an anal person that has a big fat shadow that everyone sees besides this person. Okay, so they think that they are this controlled, accurate, logic person that have kind of no flaws. They're perfect. And these major arcana cards says otherwise. They say that divine and probably everyone that this person knows see this big shadow that they have, what it's creating. Is usually a little bit scary when someone is controlled and in same time have a big shadow. It makes them a little bit on the edge of danger. So this might be a person in your life that might be the girlfriend or boyfriend from hell, or father or mother archetype that that's like perfect, but they are not, and they might come with a lot of criticism that's kind of talking about themselves. They might say things that you can directly correlate it to, that this is something that they actually do on a daily basis, but they blame you for doing this. So this person really needs the epiphany of the Tower, and we can all use this because we all have a shadow. So we can ask our most trusted friend or beloved, or children is very good at this, to tell us what's my shadow, what's the thing I do that super annoys you but I don't know anything about. So you can sometimes from lunatics, drunks and children, you get the truth, and this is very valuable truth because we are not able to see the log in our own eye. It's very easy to see like a little splint on someone else, like a little perfection, but we can't see this on ourselves. So we need a mirror, and sometimes this mirror is a very like a stupid person on the outside that you really you're annoyed with, and they seem to like being a threat to you on some level, emotionally or physically, or like a threat to your self-respect because they are criticizing you or pointing out your flaws and things like this. So this person might be mirroring something within you that you need to address. Okay, that would help you if you do. It's not about, oh, I need to find out how bad I am. Not like that. It's more, I want to know myself better and see what it is that I'm blacking out for myself, that I refuse to see. Like, where's my fear? What's behind the unknown closed door? So that's called personal development. It's not about being judged or not being good enough. It's about finding out who you are and getting like more and more light into that, and getting more and more aware of who you are and what you are doing, what you're thinking, what you love, where you're blocking yourself, where you're helping yourself, where you're those different things. Okay, so it's not a competition of who's the best or who's the worst. It's about getting to know oneself. So I called it for Archangel. I have forgot where I were, but I guess I was somewhere like there. And here we see the moon with the tower. So this tower, this moment of truth, someone will be faced with the truth in a rather, the truth of their shadow, or the truth of what they have been hiding from themselves in a rather kind of rapid way, or in a shocking way, or in a very suddenly revealing way. And what will be revealed is the moon card here. And we see here, that's the crab in the King of Swords card. We had 2 Pisces in the water here, and we have a lot of towers. So there's a lot of people here sitting on their high horses and kind of thinking that they are perfect. But they don't know that they are perfectly flawed. And we need to be flawed, because if we are not, we are kind of overly controlled fascists, like people that think, judgmental people that think that these people can be alive because they are perfect, and they look not perfect, so we need to eliminate them. So this is what we sometimes do towards ourselves. We see sides with us that we love and sides to us that we don't love, and we want to eliminate them, but they don't become eliminated. They just become a fear of ours. So we might become fearful of strangers, become racists because of this, because there's sides to ourselves that we can't really face. I saw a movie, I don't remember its name, but it was about a serial killer and the female that plays Scully in X-Files, where head detective in that movie, and it was a lot about exactly this, like a person's shadow and what they are showing up front and what's really going on in the darkness of it all. I recommend the movie. The other leading character was the same person that plays the leading character in 50 Shades of Grey, and he did so in this series, was a TV series, really great. Okay, so you can really learn a lot about people by watching that. It's a little bit gruesome film, but it shows a lot about the human shadow and the things that we don't want to see. And I'm thinking specifically of the other police officers that was chasing this serial killer, that they weren't able to see that this was a part of their shadow. They wanted to make it something that was not about them at all. I didn't see them facing their shadow any time in any one particular scene where they were faced with this female detective that was showing them what she saw. But in other case, they were still in this landscape of shadows and didn't really want to approach the monster in the shadows. But here, this is a person that needs to do so. And I hope it won't end up with you finding out that you are a serial killer, but I think that you will find sides to yourself that's surprising you. But it's better to have your eyes on them, those sides to you, and be aware of them instead of having them to develop a big fat shadow that's doing these stupid things anyway, but without your knowledge. Blocking you out, you don't remember everything that you have said or done. And when someone confronts you with this, you say, no, that never happened, because you don't have no recollection, because it was your shadow doing those things. So this is a very interesting thing I'm seeing here. It can be very healing. It could be very, very super, super healthy. If people started to see their shadow, the world can become such a better place. Okay, instead of us judging ourselves and deciding that these sides to us can't exist, if we decide that they do exist and we deal with them, that's a much better outcome. So I call the 6 elements, and here we have the Temperance card with the Tower. So this shows when kind of meeting another person, another culture, a lover, getting so attracted by them and yet feeling this hostility towards them because there's something wrong with them, definitely. And it's when your shadows, your devils, your demons starts to play with each other. We can see this in money, love relationships, people loving each other to death, feeling a very, very strong attraction. But finding it impossible to have a relationship and arguing maybe all the time because of their shadows and their projection. They feel hurt with what the other person does or says, but they are not aware of what they say and do in that relationship. So in these cases, we often need counseling, couples counseling, or maybe just friends being able to talk really upfront with us and tell us what they see. And sometimes there can be different, two different. It can be people separating themselves in groups. So one is agreeing with one of the spouses and the other one is agreeing with the other of the spouses, and they only hear the light side of the version of what this person did, and the same with this. So they can be very polarized and thinking that, oh, the other person is the boyfriend from hell, that's the wife from hell, and I wish they would separate and never look at each other again because this is awful. But they don't know the whole side of the story. So I wish we could videotape ourselves when we were in relationship to others and watch that movie and see what we are truly doing. Or have a friend or friends helping us doing that. I have heard stories about in past situations in old villages where people have marital problems. They took out their quarrel to the square of the village and they were quarreling it out there, so to everyone to see, so that people could help them to see what was going wrong and to see through the closed doors. And instead of people dealing with this themselves, they did it in the open and everyone kind of knew everyone else's problem, which probably created a lot of gossip, but there's not so much room for gossip when you are upfront with everything. So 6 elements. I call the 6 elements earth, wind, fire, water, spirit, and ether to join us here today and to give us a clear view reading for my dear Aries viewers. So I want my dear Aries to have love in their lives and to find themselves in loving relationships. Yeah, and here we have the Queen of Pentacles together with the Emperor. So this is a little bit of lopsided situation which I see, where someone is sitting like on their high horses, the throne, and someone else being a little bit of a servant, because this is the Queen of Pentacles and here we have the Emperor, and she kind of, it's like she wants to share with us what's going on in this household. I'm not saying that the Emperor is there's anything wrong with this person. He looks fine. He looks like a person that wants to do the right thing, but by turning his back on this female here, this is Aries, he is actually creating a situation where she's not seen and he's not seen. It can be he as well. Queen of Pentacles shows a person that wants to be of service, wants to make things grow, wants to make things fertile, long-lasting, forever living. It's life, we can say, growing life, a pregnant woman, or a business thriving, or a household being very well taken care of, or nature blossoming in the full summer glory. Okay, and the Emperor here is, it should be the gardener of all this beauty, but they have turned their back towards this, all this. They of course have their face towards their own garden here, but it feels very private, like they don't let this growth in. So it might be a situation where you are either the Aries Emperor here or the Queen of Pentacles. So you will have to identify this for yourself. If you are the person that's trying to reach someone and get them to cooperate with you, while they don't see all the things you do for them, or if you are the person that's kind of closed off and feeling that there's a lot of like this person is asking a lot from you and you kind of wants to run away from that. So I guess this person wants to take this out on the village and get it judged, and so she will be recognized for all the things that she is doing to get this person attention and also to build something for the future here. So I felt, when I shuffled the card, I felt I was talking a lot in the beginning, too long, and I wanted to move on, but there's still a lot of things that wants to jump out of this deck, but I hope we can do it. Yeah, Page of Swords also. Page of Swords. So this might be a situation where someone has problems with their mother. So sometimes when a grown man moves away from home, he hasn't really made teenage revolution towards his mother. Maybe he was too grateful to her towards everything she did for him, giving him life, giving him a home, also being like a know-it-all, knowing everything best and knowing the consequences of all this little person's actions before he thought probably she was a sorcerer, like a witch. She could see if he didn't clean his room properly without even being there. He didn't know that it came from life experience, and he thought that she was kind of a superhuman. So he never really argued with her, but he started to block himself off because he didn't want to be subordinate to another person, or like she being all perfect and he being flawed. So he started to build a shadow for himself, where everything with her started to get like a bad thing, something he wanted to separate from but couldn't in the open because he was so grateful to this lady that's probably his mother. And it can be females having these kind of problems, but it's usually a male. This person growing up and getting a wife of his own that's not his mother, he will still be kind of passively aggressive, hostile towards her as she was his mother, because he hasn't done the teenage revolution thing towards the person that it concerns, probably from gratitude and also from having a lot of respect for his mother, and also for kind of not feeling that it's any idea to argue with her. Maybe she has been like knowing everything best since the minute he opened his eyes when he was a baby, so he feels it's useless. I don't waste my energy with that. But this person truly needs to face their mother and say, you didn't do everything perfect, and I know a lot of things that I know that I know better than you. And small things. It's sometimes very wrecking for a mother to have to go through this, but they need to accept this so the child can go through a very crucial adolescence. Some grown people in their 60s or 70s has still not gone through this pattern here, or they haven't done this teenage revolution, so they will continue doing it towards their wife, towards their children, being like a big baby. So this is kind of what I'm seeing. Someone trying to avoid something because they don't want to feel like a bad person. So it's not a person being evil. It's just they don't put the problem where it belongs. So this is a story about Aaron John. It's a book you can buy. Maybe it's too old you can buy it in used bookstore, maybe. Aaron John. And it's about the fairy tale of stealing the key underneath your mother's pillow. So it's a very archetypal story about how how a man needs to go through this process. So I hope I will be done with the blabbering here and can go on and see your reading. Five of Swords and the Tower. So sometimes we need to accept that there's a war with a person that we truly love. I can see this with females that usually are able to go through their teenage revolution towards their mother because they identify more with her and kind of don't have maybe the same respect towards their mother, so they feel more like equals. And so it's harder for a guy that's born from this lady than it is from a girl that can identify as being this lady. So sometimes we can see this with females, 17, 18, 20, 21. They are separating from their mother and might even not talk to this person for several years. and that is a necessary evolutionary step. It's a necessary war that will make the old person fall from the throne, and you get your own authority instead of having to have a fake authority on the outside, like a fascistic, mean exterior where you're cold-hearted and closed off. You can be a human being of flesh and blood because you have taken over the throne. You become the queen yourself. So I think this emperor hasn't really become the emperor. He's still like this little page of swords. Someone said, if you think you're so enlightened, I can put the word grown up also. Spend a week with your parents. So that will reveal most of these things. I'm sorry I wasn't able to finish your prayer. I have the Knave of Wands there in the bottom of the deck. But I think we are wasting too much time here. So I'm going to just tune into you, Aries, and this reading for a few seconds. Okay. So this, my dear Aries, is your future. And this is your now there. And this is your past. And in the past here we have a Ten of Wands. So this is a person having a lot of instincts, things they want to do, but they can't do it out of culture, domestication, or their own view of the person they want to be, or respect that they have for other people, or fear of conflict. So it's a person holding back their natural expression, doesn't want to say what they really mean, really feel, because they don't want a war on their hands. So there's a lot of things that's untold here, and the person doesn't show their true nature. They are just showing what they think you want to see, and they're trying to behave. It's a person wants to fit into society, doesn't want to make a mess, doesn't want to make mistakes, doesn't want to create drama. And all the drama is happening within. And I'm guessing this person on regular basis has a volcanic eruption where a lot of the stuff that they have been holding back comes out. So it's better to, on a daily basis, tell people how you feel, what you think, what you like, what you don't like, what you appreciate, and what you don't appreciate, what you want more of, what you want less of. So you're keeping it like a flow. But here there's a person that doesn't do that, and they are trying to act towards, they have an icon of how they want to be, and this is how they are acting. Sometimes sometimes they are exploding. And here we have an 8 of Pentacles. So they're doing this from the goodness of their heart. They're really trying their best to be a really good person and a trooper, and like a person fitting into society and playing their part, building on things, making things better for everyone. So they really have this this very sweet intentions, okay? But I think it's not getting to where they want to go. It's actually with this holding back your natural self. You think that there's something wrong with you, so you need to not be yourself, is creating a big shadow that everyone else needs to deal with on a daily basis. So this is not what they are getting, even if this is what you want to give or this other person wants to give. This is not what you're getting. You're getting their shadow. And then we have the sweet little Knave of Wands. In this deck, they are peculiarly shy. That's usually not the demeanor of a Knave of Wands, but it shows another aspect to this page of fire that we haven't seen before, that there might be people with a lot of longing and a lot of things that they wish to express, but they're not able to. They're hiding in the shadow because they are so afraid that we won't love their true self, or that they will never get this thing that they are dreaming of anyway, so why even bother? So that's another side to people's longing. Not all people are throwing themselves forward into their future and creating wonder wherever they go. Some people stay in the shadow for the rest of their life and just trying to, get by with getting as much as possible without really, they think that if they start to create things, they will make a mess. And this might also be something that they have been told when they were small, and small children makes big messes. It's amazing how much a little child, how much mess they can make. And sometimes small children are maybe born as very like sponges. So everything you say to them, even small things like, oh God, you make such a mess wherever you go, will stuck with them in the rest of their life, and they don't want to make a mess, so they stay here in the shadow. So it's a little bit of a sad story about a person that could be so much more, but they think they're clumsy or have big feet, or they do everything wrong and someone else is always better. So they get this pumped up kind of self-esteem and a big fat shadow, and you can never see their true soul self. Probably you can feel it, and if you are with this person, this is probably what you fall in love with, but they never show this to you because they hide it so well. Okay, so this is your past, and here we have the Strength card. So the Strength might indicate that there's a Leo in your life, but this might be, of course, you as well. Becoming very strong, very royal in your life, dealing with this Lion here. Sometimes we deal with it in a little bit too strict way, and we say sit quiet, lion, and we want this lion to be like a kitty cat. We want it to not roar, because people don't like when we roar. We don't want it to claw things because people don't like when we claw things. We don't want it to hunt because people don't like to be hunted. They get scared when someone is too pushy or wants things too much. So we are teaching this lion maybe to hold back too much, and we become a little bit of a kitty cat instead of the lion we were born to be. So we are all coming here for a particular reason, and we need to know that God planted us here exactly as she wanted us, okay? So if you are trying to be someone else, you're not growing to your full potential. As you were planted as this seed, but something else grows up because you think that you are not supposed to be what you were planted as. So a lion comes out like a kitty cat, and a rose comes up like a little clover maybe, or nothing is growing into its full potential, because the rose didn't want to have thorns, so it doesn't get the petals either, so it just gets soft and something that someone else, taking someone else's role instead of being the person that we were truly meant to be. And here we have a Three of Cups. So Three of Cups is a very beautiful card. It's about the Holy Trinity, and it's love. So this is real unity. Sometimes people misuse this unity, and they steal it from other people, stealing unity here and there, and getting very in unity with a lot of different people. And sometimes that's an expression for not being able to be your true soul self. If you haven't been if you're not complete inside yourself, you will try to complete yourself by getting bits and pieces from other people here and there. So the best we can do with the Three of Cups is finding self-love. If we start to love ourselves, become our royal self, start to love the lion within, or even the thorny rose. Like, it's beautiful to smell, but sometimes you just bitch slap people that comes too close. That's fine, and because that's the nature of you being the rose. Next card here is the Nine of Swords. So all this beauty, all this strength, all this splendor, and still this bad self-esteem, thinking that there's something wrong with you. And it's probably, it can be, of course, experience. If you were born into a family that really couldn't deal with a lion or a thorny rose or someone with a temper, they would have told you there's something wrong with you over and over and over and over and over again. And now you hear this melody inside your head over and over and over again, and taking the role as the accuser yourself. So they don't even have to tell you anymore. You can tell yourself what a bad person you are. So there's a little bit of clash here between this beauty that was wanting to come through and how it's prevented from shining. Next card here is a Knight of Chalices. So that's a Knight of Cups, and I'm thinking there might be someone being very tempted by your true royal temperamental self, and wants to get close to you, but also are scared of you. So of course, when we have a lot of thorns and claws and fangs and things like this, we can be off-putting to people that's more sensitive. So of course we need to take in our claws when we are dealing with couplings or sensitive entities. We don't always have to. A lion doesn't always roar. Most of the time it lies in a pile somewhere, cuddled up with their pack, and you can't see a fang or a claw anyway. It's just fur and all these lions acting with great love towards each other. So this is it's just when the lion has been put in a cage like this that they get this pestering their surrounding, roaring too loud and trying to claw themselves out of the cage and eating the person that comes with the dinner and so on. So if you haven't been letting your inner lion living in a natural habitat, you might have got traumatized with the Nine of Swords there, and you might be very difficult to come close to, because there's so much thorns and fangs and claws everywhere, because this is all you know. This is all you are, because you have been so hurt. So I'm thinking you have a secret admirer here that's super scared of you. Okay. And the Five of Swords. So Five of Swords is like they don't want to argue anymore. They don't want to get fanged anymore, or bitten anymore, or scratched anymore. It feels like they do love you. It might be a Pisces, can be a Scorpio, Cancer, or any person that's kind of in love with you, but in a very shy way. We can see it's like they are throwing the gaze at you over their shoulder while riding away. So I think you really have intimidated this person, and maybe they deserved it, but they are now looking back with love onto you, but also a lot of fear. Maybe they know what's coming. Maybe they have deserved all these swords. Maybe they have done something to you, but I don't think that the love has gone anywhere. It's just that maybe they don't want more of the same old, same old. So in this case, I would definitely recommend, if this person would be able to come back, that they suggests some counseling, okay, where we can talk with each other in a safe environment, where someone else maybe protects this little entity from getting fanged, okay, bitten. So yeah, okay. I think if we hold back our true nature, people knows exactly who we are anyway. And they have probably dealt with our shadows often enough. So the more we become ourselves, I noticed this when I had a regular career. I was trying to be very nice towards people around me. I wanted to not take too much of a leadership role. I wanted to be timid and be able to open up to let other people in and their opinions. But people were kind of a little bit scared of me at times. And they also made things up in their mind about who I were and what I was thinking and how I was judging them and so on. And it was because I didn't tell them exactly what I felt. If someone came with a horrible idea, I said that, well, this is a great idea because of this and this. I tried to take forward the positive things, but and I said, but maybe this can be the consequences, but you decide what you want to do. And they went out of my office probably with a sense of being very judged, and that I kind of looked down on them and thought that they were maybe to no use. I don't know. But if I would have said exactly how I felt in a very open way. I have tried this since then, and it has a much better outcome. If I tell them I don't like this idea at all, this will be the consequences, please don't do it, but it's up to you. That would probably have made our relationship much better, because they kind of knew already what I was thinking, and they knew I didn't say, so they made up in their mind worse things of what I was thinking than what I was actually thinking. I was trying here, like the 10 of Wands and the 8 of coins, to be a good trooper, to be like very willing to make things work. But they saw the claws and the fangs and everything without me having to express it. So it just freaked them out when I was not acting natural, but actually trying to be my bigger self. So I'm seeing the same scenario for you here. Someone is scared of you because you are not showing your true self for them. And if you would, they would feel inside of them, yes, this is the truth, and it wasn't worse than this, so I can live with this. So that's a more open way of dealing with things. Okay, so that's the past. You have freaked someone out. Interesting. And this is your now. And we have a 5 of coins. So 5 of coins, 5 of swords. You probably feel like you are not on the best of terms with someone. You might feel that they are secretly thinking things behind your back. Maybe not respecting you. That there's some kind of hostility there. And where you also feel that they are kind of wounded and feel disrespected too. So there's a gap between you and some other entity, which makes you feel like you have done something wrong, and you feel alienated, like you're not part of the group. And that's because you have alienated parts of yourself that isn't included in this 3 of Cups kind of scenario. So you need to love all the parts of you, respect all the parts of you, give them equal room. Okay, 5 of Pentacles. It's a little bit of threat to your living arrangement. It can make you have problems with money. If you don't respect and love yourself, the value you have on yourself is the same value you sometimes have in your life when it comes to money and property and so on. And here we have the Hermit underneath the 3 of Cups, showing that there's a need of going inside and making acquaintance with all the parts of you that feels now left out in the cold. And you need to get to know yourself much better. So it's the time for soul searching, and it's a time to do the soul searching without you know, judging yourself so hard and thinking that you're a bad person. You're not a bad person. You're not going to find awful things about you. You're going to find glorious things about you, because all the fangs and teeth and different things you have will all be able to be used to something good. Even if you are like the serial killer in the movie I saw, if we don't act out on it, but we see it, what we want, we see what our craving is, and we act with it clearly, we could actually you know, be integrated in a psychological study of serial killers and help other people to know how what makes a serial killer tick, and help other people that have these kind of problems. I know most people like this, they are psychopaths or sociopaths, and it doesn't work for them with therapy. The more attention they get, the more awful they become. So, but if we a person like that they don't know themselves, they kind of have no soul, and in this case we are searching for a soul. So if we find it, maybe we will also cure our serial killer needs. Okay, I'm not saying that anyone here is a serial killer, but I say that it doesn't matter how bad you think things are, it can always be used for something good. Your power and strength can be used to protect the weaker ones. Your understanding of the human nature can help other people to understand their human nature, and if you're very judgmental and can see through all people, you can find a job where this is necessary, where you need to see through the perks and see what they are up to. So everything can be used for a good thing. If we just get to know ourselves. So you don't have to be scared of what you think is the ultimate darkness, because it's not. It's going to be the ultimate light for you. Probably here's buried your life mission, okay? And yeah, 9 of Cups is coming underneath the 9 of Swords. So there's definitely more to your life, more you could experience, more you could put inside of there, more you want to have and hold. I'm feeling maybe relationship wise, it's a 9. You have a lot of 9s here, 9 of Swords, 9 of Cups, 9 the Hermit. And so I'm thinking self-love first, and then you will find that there's a world of things that you want to have and that you need, but you have deprived yourself of those needs because you think you weren't worthy, or it was no idea, because it would be awful anyway if you tried, and no one can really love you, or this dream will never ever come true anyway. But here you will get some hope and dream, and for some of you that will be a nightmare, because without having hopes and dreams, there's no anxiety, there's no waiting. You can kind of become stoic and accept the now. But here comes a lot of things that you need to look at, your needs, and start to fulfill them. The ones you can fulfill yourself is the easiest ones. Taking really good care of yourself, making life fun by the small things. The small things. Good food, walks, doing your crafts or your leisure activities, different hobbies, also maybe fulfilling your creative life, which seem to be necessary here, because this is a little bit a hermit poverty kind of thing. But if you find this core here with the 9 of Cups, what you really love to do, you will also have answer how to get more money, I'm thinking. Next card, yeah, 9 of Wands. Here's business. Okay, we have the Knight of Chalices and Cups and Knight of Wands. So fire and water. That's very passionate. This person is still gazing at you from a peculiar angle. So you might have some suitor or someone wants to get closer to you, or having a lot of interest at you. Maybe there's someone at your workplace, since I feel like it's workplace environment. I've been feeling this all along, so that's why I took this story out. Or it might be, you know, someone at the store gazing at you, or someone in your circuit of family or friends wants to get, and they are getting closer, getting more courageous here. And this can also be you, living without hope here, and now starting to see some hope, like, oh, this could be interesting. Maybe I could have this in my life. Is this a possibility? So dreams are being born here, most definitely. And these dreams, when we become dreamers, we become authors or architects of our future. Without dreams, you won't get anywhere. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune. So only also God is on board with this and wants you to, you know, expand your life, expand your passion, expand your what you can do with your time here. And we have the Five of Swords above their heads. So it's showing that they need, and also they're holding the swords. There's going to be a little bit of struggle to get through there. And that if we want love, for example, we might need to learn how to communicate with a loved one. And do so with watching very closely our shadow and being able to listen and to listen to another person and to give feedback like, okay, so I hear you, is this what you mean? And also being able to talk in a way that can be understood by others, like, okay, so this is what I feel. Do you understand me? Have you got what I'm trying to say? And if they didn't, you try again. So I'm seeing a lot of conflicts needs to be solved here. So I'm thinking a lot of the dreams, you have put them on a shelf because you want to avoid conflict. So maybe not aiming towards your dream job because you don't want to be in competition, or not trying to meet someone because you don't want to have lovers' quarrels, or not trying to build that dream house because you don't want to have people waiting for you to fail, like financially or in the craftsmanship of actually building the house. So Eight of Pentacles is also connected to work, and so there might be a big shift at work, and it's a lucky one. It feels like a very lucky one. Or there might be a big change of your love life, like how you cooperate with other people in love relationships, in any kind of relationship. So it seems very fertile and it can be very happy for you, this change here. Something is shifting inside of you that makes you dare to dream and dare to hope. Okay, so that's your now, and this is your future. And here we have the Emperor that doesn't want to look at things. And we have Strength and Five of Pentacles and the Emperor. So it feels like you have been very strong on your own, kind of isolating yourself from everyone else and kind of living. So you're maybe not living fully, you're living a little bit artificial from your own soul juice. Like there's a lot, you seem to be a great soul. So I'm thinking your inside life is rather interesting, and you feel very strong and very like competent and powerful. You can almost go through hell and back and be fine with it. You don't have the best self-esteem though when it comes to maybe, you know, cooperating with other tribe members. You still feel like you don't belong. So I'm thinking you're isolating yourself a little bit from people, and they might see on you as posh or somewhat hard to get, or difficult to get close to. It's like you have a wound here that no one is allowed to touch. And if they say or do the wrong thing, like maybe they say I love you, and you just run away, because if they love you, something needs to be wrong with them. And I'm seeing this with this Knights here, being scared to approach you. And if they say or do the wrong thing, they are out of the game because you have such a high standard of them. Maybe the same high standards that maybe your parents had on you once. So this is making you isolated and a little bit cold towards others. And you can't, it's like an open wound you can't stand having this conflicts. It's killing you. It's like it's killing you, okay? So this poor entity here. Now this is usually Virgo. You have Hermit above the head, so it's also Virgo, and the Three of Chalices. So there's someone loving you very dearly, but you don't let them fully into your heart. It's like, and they are looking for help. How can I deal with this person? I don't seem to be able to get close to them. And in some cases, you will be the person trying to get close to this Emperor. It might be the divine masculine in your life, whoever that might represent, a father, a partner, a best friend, or whatever. So there's no connection here, because one is trying to be so strong and don't want to be touched in their insecurities, and the other person feels very alone and wants to have unity. So it's hurtful for both of these people. This one is the only one can do anything about it by, you know, turning towards this person. Yeah, okay. Tragic is what I'm seeing, because it's not necessary for this to be like this. Okay, we could open up and communicate. I think both people here have the best intentions, but the wounds is getting in the way. Yeah, and here we have the Tower, and it comes underneath the Nine of Swords, Nine of Cups. So I'm thinking someone has a lot of self-loathing, self-hate, but their dreams of future will help them to overcome this, is what I'm feeling. They need to get out of their glass tower. Okay, it's like Rapunzel, this emperor being the Rapunzel, and the female here trying to come to their rescue and say, please, emperor, put down your long hair so I will be able to come and reach you. And the emperor says, no, I'm fine here by myself. I don't like other people. But I think this emperor do love you. And the thing that can make them break through the ice is this actual love. And they don't want to be alone. They want to have something more into their life. So that's the hope I can see here. And the divine being on your side, doing everything they can to reach to this person without stepping over the free will. Because this person have free will, they can stay in this measure for the rest of time, and for eons to come also, lifetime after lifetime. There's no problem for them. They can do this. But change wants to come. Okay. And here we have a King of Pentacles. So King of Pentacles comes underneath these two knights. So it might be that you have a lot of suitors. Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Aries, Leo, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo is what I'm seeing so far. A lot of Virgo energy. And this King of Pentacles, usually Capricorn, but showing kind of a husband here. And it's a big rift between these two. But it was that already. But now I'm thinking it's getting more visual for some reason. Maybe this lady wants, it can be a guy or a girl, but I'm saying lady because it's a queen. But it's the divine feminine in a person. Wants to have more connection probably, and if they don't get it, maybe this is an ultimatum, like a person doesn't want to be cruelly treated anymore. They want to have their needs met. They don't want to stay in a desert waiting for this well to start to overflow with water, because it seems like it never will. And this tower, the rift between these two people, might be what's making the emperor come out of their shell. Because if this is the same person here, they are actually facing, and now it's the Queen of Pentacles walking away probably. So this can be an opener for this person. Okay, and it can also be that there's a 3-party relationship or a 4-party or a 5th party. It's a lot of people here where this person isn't available for their spouse, male or female, and this is causing a rift in their marriage that might make them look elsewhere for love and finding actually a new husband. I'm feeling there's a big problem between here, but that's probably that this person wants to be loyal to this person, so they don't want to go with what's offered here. But maybe that's what the divine wants, because in other case this person might stay in this closed off, like they are wonderfully happy in their soul self, but they don't deal with other people. So if nothing happens, the divine might fear that this person won't develop in the way that they hoped for this lifetime. So the tower event might need to come for this person to open their eyes to what can be lost if they are not opening their heart. And it might be that they actually need to lose it and lose it forever, so that they in their next life is fighting more for love and not being so put down by marital quarrels or quarrels in different relationships and just closing themselves off and thinking, oh, hell is other people, I will stay on my own. So maybe now by losing something of importance, they will be able to open their eyes. It seems like that's the divine plan here, sending something new to the Queen of Pentacles, most likely, since these two are like the new married couple. And then we have a Four of Wands. So I'm seeing a relationship with this new person. And it might also be for some of you that there's some kind of shift where this person realizes what's happening before it's too late. Maybe this person has asked for not being so lonely and being more in union, so they might want more commitment, and maybe this person is actually coming down from the high horses and giving this to them, and this is, maybe people are getting married here. Maybe you were already like a married couple, but here you're actually getting married, because in other case this person here would leave the situation. So it's like a little bit of an ultimatum, but it seems like this person secretly wants the same thing, maybe can't admit to it, because not having a dream might be easier than having the dream. Not having the dream might mean we don't feel anxious. Having the dream might wake up a lot of anxiety, where this person has a deep wound of like a big lack of self-esteem and self-respect. And this is going to come to surface, and this is of course going to have to be dealt with here. But yeah, and we have the Fool here also. So I'm thinking this person wants to come to life. They want to be rescued. Rapunzel wants to be rescued from the tower. They are just a little bit reluctant because they fear what will happen and how exposed they will be, and if they will be hurt, if they can survive a heartbreak, and if they're open their heart, will they survive that, and what will come with that open heart? What more is hidden in the darkness, except from, I feel like, an old pain, and what's more there? So it's like a person wants to keep something hidden, but love wants them to open up, and if they open up, there will come a lot of troubles that needs to be dealt with, but that's healing. The tower stands for healing, breaking things down so it can be healed in a better new way, taking down everything that wasn't built on solid ground. It's like cleaning a wound, taking away the pus and the dead cells, and like really scrubbing and cleaning it, and putting alcohol on it and wrapping it with new fresh white bandages. That's the tower for you. Okay, so I will take some cards from the notes from the universe on love and connection for my dear Aries, to see what's going on with your love situation. Yes, you're being watched by loving eyes. So if you don't have a suitor, and maybe this is you, this can be you, both of you, or this is the Holy Trinity, your child and your emperor and your female, and the these two are a little bit scared, but this one, she wants to live, so maybe she's open for business, and the rest of you, parts of you, are not. So, but you are being watched by loving eyes. And what if you are actually an ancient gladiator of love and joy, who agreed to visit Earth during these primitive years to spark some new thinking? Share a few smiles and help others discover they too are awesome. Just saying, the universe. Psst, up for a just, of course, with rubber tingies. So what I'm seeing here is that watch being loving eyes, you have definitely suitors, but it's also the divine watching you and wants what's best for you here. So if you have been feeling like you want to be closed off from other people because there's no use, there's only darkness and arguments and broken hearts, maybe you came here to change all that. So if you abdicate from your throne and don't do the work, who is going to do it? Okay, and you're going to be so disappointed when you leave this place and recognize that, well, I just sat on my throne, stayed in my soul self, enjoyed my inner light, and I didn't share it with people in the way that I was going to, what I have set out to do before I went down into this life. So there's a mission for you waiting, but it seems maybe you are not so happy about it. Okay. So I'm going to take a card from Oracle of the Angels. So for my dear Aries, what's going on with my dear Aries? Oh, so it comes a song for you. I am beautiful, no matter what they say. I need to write that down. I will forget it within a split second. I always think I will remember. I don't. I am... the card could be a reminder, but I could swoop that card up in a second and then I will have forgotten. 37. I am beautiful, no matter what they say. So you are a beautiful and true being. See the wonder of your soul. See just how beautiful you are. You are important to the universe. The nature of your smile brings comfort. The steadfastness of your light brings hope to those around you. Stay true to yourself. Your simplicity and your radiance help others more than you know. I am beautiful. My light brings hope to those around me. My smile makes the world brighter. So I guess you have a mission, and you have kind of not been doing that because you felt that the world was too much for you, too much conflict, too much arguments, too much drama. So you didn't want to do it, but it's your life mission. So will you really keep on ignoring it? I hope not. Okay, so my dear Aries, I will be back with your March reading in the middle of February. I will also do pick a card reading in the beginning of February, so watch out for that. So until then, take really, really good care, and yeah, start doing your life mission, okay? Bye-bye.